Have you noticed how quickly grocery prices can change? One week, you walk into the store and see a familiar product at a reasonable price. Then you come back a few weeks later, and suddenly, the same item costs more. Sometimes the difference is small. Other times, it can be surprisingly noticeable. This is why smart families pay attention to the foods they regularly buy and look for opportunities to purchase essential items while they're still affordable. Because when prices rise, it's usually too late to start thinking about saving money. The good news is that there are still plenty of inexpensive foods that can help you build a practical pantry without spending a fortune. These aren't expensive survival kits. They're not specialty emergency products. They're ordinary grocery items that can provide real value when purchased at reasonable prices. Some can be stored for months. Others can be frozen. And many can be combined with other inexpensive ingredients to create filling meals for the entire family. Today, we're counting down 13 foods you may still be able to buy cheaply before prices rise again. The goal isn't to panic buy. You don't need to empty store shelves or purchase more food than your household can realistically use. Instead, think about the foods your family already eats. If you find one of these products at a good price, buying a little extra and storing it properly may help protect your grocery budget later. Prices can change for many reasons. Weather, transportation, fuel, crop conditions, supply chain disruptions, seasonal demand, and changes in production costs. That means the cheapest option today may not always remain the cheapest option tomorrow. So if you want to stretch your grocery budget, now is the time to pay attention. Before we begin, subscribe to Prepper Pulse and turn on notifications. We upload new videos daily with practical grocery tips, food storage ideas, and preparedness strategies to help you stay informed and ready. Now let's count down 13 foods you can still buy cheap before prices rise again. Starting with number 13. Number 13. Popcorn kernels. Starting our countdown at number 13 is a simple pantry staple that many shoppers overlook. Popcorn kernels. Unlike ready-made microwave popcorn, plain popcorn kernels can be an extremely affordable snack option. A single bag can provide multiple servings, making it much cheaper than buying individual packaged snacks. And that's one reason smart families keep popcorn kernels in their pantry. You can prepare them on the stovetop, in an air popper, or using another suitable method. Once popped, you can add your own seasonings according to what you have available. A little salt, butter, or other seasonings can completely change the flavor. Popcorn kernels also have a useful storage advantage. When kept in a cool, dry location and protected from moisture, they can remain usable for a long time. That makes them practical for families who want to build an inexpensive pantry supply. Another benefit is versatility. Popcorn isn't only a movie-night snack. It can be used as an inexpensive treat between meals, helping reduce the need for more expensive packaged snacks. If grocery prices continue to rise, small savings across multiple categories can add up. Instead of spending more on individually packaged snacks, having affordable ingredients at home can help stretch your grocery budget. Of course, popcorn kernels do require cooking, so they aren't the best option for situations where you have no heat source. But for normal household use, they're an excellent low-cost pantry staple. If you regularly buy popcorn, check the price per serving rather than just the package price. A larger bag may offer better value, but only if your family will actually use it before the quality declines. Popcorn kernels earn the number 13 spot because they're affordable, easy to store, and can provide multiple servings from one inexpensive package. And the next food on our list is even more versatile. It's a basic ingredient that can become breakfast, a snack, or part of a homemade meal. Number 12. Potatoes. At number 12 is one of the most affordable and versatile foods you can still find in many grocery stores. Potatoes. They're inexpensive, filling, and incredibly flexible. You can bake them, boil them, mash them, roast them, or turn them into soups and other meals. That's what makes potatoes such a valuable budget food. One bag can provide multiple meals, especially when combined with inexpensive ingredients you already have at home. You can add vegetables, eggs, cheese, or leftover meat to create a more complete meal without spending a lot of money. Potatoes are also useful because they're not limited to one specific meal. They can become breakfast hash in the morning, a side dish at dinner, or part of a hearty soup. When grocery prices rise, versatility becomes increasingly important. The more ways you can use one inexpensive ingredient, the more value you get from every purchase. Proper storage is important, though. Keep potatoes in a cool, dark, well-ventilated location and avoid storing them in conditions that encourage moisture buildup. It's also smart to inspect them regularly and use older potatoes first. If your family eats potatoes frequently, buying a reasonable amount while prices are favorable may help reduce your grocery expenses later. There's no need to buy more than you can use. The goal is to save money, not create food waste. Potatoes earn the number 12 spot because they're affordable, filling, versatile, and useful in countless homemade meals. And the next food is another inexpensive staple that can help you create satisfying meals without spending a lot. Number 11. Lentils. At number 11 is one of the most affordable sources of plant-based protein you can keep in your pantry. Lentils. They are inexpensive, filling, and surprisingly versatile. You can use them in soups, stews, curries, salads, or combine them with other simple ingredients to create a hearty meal. One of the biggest advantages of lentils is their ability to stretch a grocery budget. A relatively small amount can expand significantly when cooked, allowing you to prepare multiple servings from one package. That makes them especially useful for families trying to reduce their overall food costs. Lentils also provide protein and fiber, which can help make meals more satisfying. They can be combined with vegetables, grains, or other pantry staples to create a wide variety of dishes. Another advantage is storage. Dry lentils can be kept in a cool, dry pantry for a long time when stored properly. That means you can buy them while prices are reasonable and gradually build a supply without needing refrigerator or freezer space. They're also easy to portion. You can cook only what you need and keep the rest stored for later. If you're looking for affordable foods that can help replace some of the more expensive meat-based meals in your household, lentils are worth considering. They're not a complete replacement for every type of protein, but they can be an excellent part of a balanced pantry. Lentils earn the number 11 spot because they're affordable, nutritious, easy to store, and capable of turning a small grocery purchase into several filling meals. And the next food on our list is another budget-friendly staple that can become the foundation of countless recipes. Number 10. Oats. At number 10 is one of the cheapest breakfast staples you can keep in your kitchen. Oats. They're affordable, easy to prepare, and incredibly versatile. A single package can provide numerous servings, making oats a practical choice for families trying to stretch their grocery budget. You can prepare them as a simple breakfast with milk or water. Add dried fruit. Mix in nuts. Add cinnamon. Or combine them with other ingredients to create overnight oats and homemade snacks. Oats can also be used beyond breakfast. They can help thicken soups, be added to homemade meatloaf, or turned into simple baked snacks. That versatility means you're getting more value from one inexpensive ingredient. Another major advantage is storage. Dry oats can be kept in a cool, dry pantry for an extended period when properly sealed and protected from moisture and pests. This makes them a practical food to purchase when you find a good price. Instead of buying expensive breakfast products every week, a container of oats can provide multiple meals at a fraction of the cost. And because oats are easy to customize, you don't have to eat the exact same breakfast every morning. If grocery prices rise again, having affordable staples like oats already in your pantry can make it easier to manage your food budget. The key is to buy an amount your family will actually use and rotate your supply regularly. Oats earn the number 10 spot because they're affordable, filling, versatile, and easy to store. And the next food is another inexpensive staple that can turn into a complete meal with just a few additional ingredients. Number 9. Canned tomatoes. At number 9 is one of the most useful ingredients you can keep in an affordable pantry. Canned tomatoes. They may seem basic, but they can become the foundation of countless inexpensive meals. Use them to make pasta sauce. Add them to soups. Mix them into chili. Combine them with beans. or use them as the base for homemade sauces and stews. This versatility is exactly why canned tomatoes are such a smart budget purchase. One can help transform several inexpensive ingredients into a complete meal. You don't need expensive sauces or specialty ingredients. A can of tomatoes combined with pasta, beans, vegetables, or other pantry staples can create a filling dinner for the whole family. Another advantage is storage. Unopened cans can be kept in a cool, dry pantry for a long time, making them practical for gradual food storage. You can buy a few cans when they're on sale and rotate them into your regular cooking. Different varieties also give you flexibility. Diced tomatoes are useful for soups and casseroles. Crushed tomatoes work well for sauces. Whole tomatoes can be used in recipes where you want more control over the texture. Smart shoppers should compare the price per ounce and consider store brands when the quality meets their needs. There's no reason to pay extra for a familiar label if a less expensive option works just as well for your recipes. Canned tomatoes earn the number 9 spot because they're affordable, long-lasting, and incredibly versatile. They can help turn simple ingredients into satisfying meals while keeping your grocery budget under control. And the next food on our list is another pantry staple that can provide a surprisingly large number of servings from one inexpensive package. Number 8. Pasta. At number 8 is one of the most affordable foods you can keep in your pantry. Pasta. It's inexpensive, easy to store, and incredibly versatile. A single package can become several different meals depending on what you combine it with. Add canned tomatoes for a simple pasta sauce. Mix in vegetables. Add beans. Use leftover chicken. Or simply season it with a little oil, salt, and whatever herbs you already have. That's what makes pasta such a powerful budget food. You don't need expensive ingredients to create a satisfying meal. Pasta can also help stretch smaller amounts of more expensive foods. A little meat or cheese can go much further when combined with a larger serving of pasta. That can make a noticeable difference when grocery prices begin climbing. Another advantage is storage. Dry pasta can remain in your pantry for a long time when kept in a cool, dry place and protected from moisture. This allows you to purchase it gradually when prices are favorable. You don't need to fill your pantry all at once. Simply adding an extra package during your normal grocery trips can slowly build a useful supply. There are also many varieties available. Spaghetti, macaroni, penne, rotini, and other shapes can help keep meals interesting without dramatically increasing your food budget. Smart shoppers should compare store brands with name brands and look at the price per package or serving. Often, the simplest option provides the best value. Pasta earns the number 8 spot because it's affordable, filling, easy to store, and capable of becoming dozens of different meals. And the next food is something many families rely on for a quick and inexpensive source of protein. Number 7. Canned beans. At number 7 is one of the most affordable sources of protein you can keep in your pantry. Canned beans, black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, chickpeas. There are plenty of options, and most can be used in countless inexpensive meals. The biggest advantage is value. A single can help create a filling meal when combined with rice, pasta, vegetables, or other pantry staples. You can use beans in soups, chili, tacos, salads, wraps, or simple rice bowls. They can also help reduce your dependence on more expensive meat. Adding beans to a meal can stretch a smaller amount of meat across more servings, helping your grocery budget go further. Another benefit is convenience. Unlike dry beans, canned beans are already cooked. That means you can prepare a meal much faster when you're short on time. They also have a long storage life when kept in a cool, dry pantry. Smart shoppers can gradually build a supply by buying a few cans when prices are favorable and rotating older cans into regular meals. When shopping, compare different brands and package sizes. Store brands can often provide excellent value, especially when the nutritional differences are minimal. You can also look for sales and calculate the cost per serving instead of focusing only on the sticker price. Canned beans earn the number 7 spot because they're affordable, filling, versatile, and easy to incorporate into dozens of budget-friendly meals. And we're now moving into the top 6. The next food is a basic ingredient that millions of families use every single day. And buying it at a good price now could help you avoid paying more later. Number 6. Cooking oil. We're now in the top 6. At number 6 is an ingredient that almost every kitchen depends on. Cooking oil. Whether you're frying eggs, sautéing vegetables, making homemade dressings, or preparing dinner, cooking oil is one of those products you don't think about until you're almost out. That's why buying it at a reasonable price can be a smart grocery decision. Cooking oils include vegetable oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, and other varieties. Prices can change depending on crop conditions, transportation expenses, processing costs, and overall demand. That means a product that seems inexpensive today may cost more later. Smart shoppers should compare the price per liter rather than simply looking at the size of the bottle. A larger container may offer better value, but only if your household uses it regularly. There's no advantage in buying more than you can safely store and use. Cooking oil can also be useful beyond frying. You can use it for baking, marinades, homemade salad dressings, and many other recipes. That versatility makes it an important pantry staple. If you regularly use oil, consider keeping one unopened backup container. That way, you don't have to make an emergency grocery trip when the bottle in your kitchen suddenly runs empty. Store cooking oil according to the product instructions and keep it away from excessive heat and direct sunlight to help maintain quality. The goal isn't to panic buy. It's simply to take advantage of a good price when you find one. Cooking oil earns the number 6 spot because it's an everyday essential, has many uses, and can become more expensive when agricultural and supply chain costs increase. And now we're entering the top 5. The next food is one of the simplest and most affordable staples you can buy, and it can become the foundation of countless meals for your family. Number 5. Rice. We're now in the top 5. At number 5 is one of the most important staple foods you can keep in your pantry. Rice. It's affordable, filling, easy to store, and incredibly versatile. Rice can become the foundation of countless meals. Serve it with beans. Add vegetables. Pair it with chicken or fish. Turn it into fried rice. Or use it as a base for simple bowls made from whatever ingredients you already have. That's why rice is such an important budget food. A single bag can provide multiple meals, helping families stretch more expensive ingredients across several servings. When prices rise, that ability to make food go further becomes extremely valuable. Rice also stores well when kept in a cool, dry location and protected from moisture and pantry pests. That makes it a practical item to purchase while prices are still reasonable. Smart shoppers don't need to buy huge quantities. Instead, they can gradually build a supply based on their household's normal consumption. Buy one bag, use it, replace it, and continue the cycle. This approach keeps your pantry fresh while giving you a backup supply. Different varieties can also offer different options. White rice, brown rice, long grain rice. Each has its own cooking characteristics and storage considerations. Choose the varieties your family actually enjoys and will realistically use. Rice earns the number 5 spot because it's affordable, filling, versatile, and useful in countless meals. It's also one of those staple foods that can become noticeably more expensive when crop conditions, transportation, or global supply issues change. And now we're down to the final 4. The next food is something that can help you create inexpensive breakfasts, snacks, and homemade meals. Number 4. Flour. At number 4 is one of the most useful ingredients you can buy while prices are still reasonable. Flour. It's the foundation of homemade bread, pancakes, biscuits, pizza dough, cakes, cookies, and countless other recipes. That versatility makes flour incredibly valuable for families trying to reduce their grocery bills. Instead of buying prepared foods, you can use a relatively inexpensive bag of flour to create multiple meals and snacks at home. Flour can also help stretch other ingredients. A small amount of cheese can become part of homemade biscuits. A little leftover meat can become a filling for homemade dough. And simple pantry ingredients can be turned into meals that would cost much more if purchased ready-made. The price of flour is closely connected to wheat production. Weather conditions, harvest sizes, transportation, and processing costs can all influence what shoppers eventually pay. If wheat supplies become tighter or production costs increase, flour prices can move higher as well. Smart families who regularly bake should consider keeping a reasonable backup supply. Store flour in a cool, dry location and protect it from moisture and pantry pests. For longer storage, some types of flour can be kept in airtight containers or refrigerated or frozen according to storage recommendations. The key is to buy only what your family will realistically use. There's no benefit in purchasing large quantities that eventually go to waste. Flour earns the number 4 spot because it's affordable, versatile, and capable of becoming dozens of different foods. And now we're down to the final 3. The next food is one of the most convenient breakfast staples you can buy, and it can provide multiple inexpensive meals from a single package. Number 3. Apples. We're down to the final 3. At number 3 is one of the most affordable fresh foods that can still offer excellent value when purchased at the right time. Apples. They're easy to eat, easy to carry, and they can work as a breakfast, snack, or simple addition to a meal. Unlike many highly perishable fruits, apples can often stay fresh for a reasonable amount of time when stored properly. That makes them a practical choice for families who want fresh food without needing to consume it immediately. Apples are also incredibly versatile. You can eat them whole, slice them with peanut butter, add them to salads, use them in baking, or cook them into homemade desserts. That flexibility helps you get more value from every purchase. Prices can vary depending on the variety, season, growing conditions, and where the apples are sourced. That's why smart shoppers should compare different varieties instead of automatically choosing the most expensive option. Store brands aren't always relevant with fresh produce, but choosing seasonal varieties and buying what's currently abundant can often provide better value. When purchasing apples, avoid buying more than your family can reasonably eat. The goal is to save money, not create unnecessary food waste. Store them properly and check them regularly so you can use softer or older apples first. You can also freeze apples for certain cooking and baking uses after preparing them appropriately. Apples earn the number 3 spot because they're versatile, portable, and can provide a useful fresh food option without requiring immediate consumption. They're also a reminder that saving money isn't always about buying the cheapest packaged product. Sometimes it's about choosing foods that provide multiple uses and reduce waste. Now we're down to the final 2. And the next food is one of the most useful ingredients for creating inexpensive meals at home. Number 2. Canned corn. We're down to the final 2. At number 2 is a simple grocery item that can add flavor, variety, and nutrition to countless inexpensive meals. Canned corn. It may seem like an ordinary pantry staple, but canned corn can be surprisingly valuable when you're trying to stretch your grocery budget. You can add it to soups, mix it with beans, serve it alongside rice, use it in tacos, add it to casseroles, or simply eat it as a quick side dish. That versatility means one inexpensive can be used in many different meals. Canned corn also has an important storage advantage. Unlike fresh corn, it doesn't need to be eaten immediately. Unopened cans can be stored in a cool, dry pantry for a long time, allowing you to gradually build a supply and rotate it into your regular meals. Smart shoppers can compare different brands and package sizes to find the best value. Store brands can often provide a lower cost option, while larger cans may offer a better price per serving if your family can use the entire amount. Another advantage is convenience. The corn is already prepared, so you don't need to spend time cleaning, cutting, or cooking fresh corn. That can make meal preparation faster and easier. If grocery prices rise again, having inexpensive ingredients like canned corn available can help you create satisfying meals without relying entirely on expensive fresh or prepared foods. The key is to combine it with other affordable staples. A can of corn alone may not be a complete meal, but combine it with beans, rice, vegetables, or another protein source, and it becomes part of a much more substantial dish. Canned corn earns the number 2 spot because it's affordable, easy to store, convenient, and versatile enough to work in countless budget-friendly recipes. But now we've reached number 1. And the final food is one of the most important ingredients you can have in an affordable pantry. We've reached number 1. The food you can still often buy cheaply before prices rise again is one of the simplest fruits in the grocery store. Bananas. They're affordable, filling, easy to carry, and useful in several different ways. You can eat them as a quick snack, add them to breakfast, slice them over cereal, blend them into smoothies, or use ripe bananas in homemade bread and baked recipes. That versatility gives you more value from one inexpensive purchase. Bananas are also convenient because they come naturally packaged. You don't need special containers to take them to work, school, or while traveling. And when they become very ripe, you don't necessarily have to throw them away. You can peel and freeze them for smoothies or baking. That can help reduce food waste and stretch your grocery budget even further. Prices can vary depending on seasonal supply, transportation, and local availability. That's why it's smart to compare prices and buy the amount your family can realistically consume. Don't purchase a huge quantity just because the price looks attractive. Buy what you can use. Store it properly. And take advantage of ripe bananas by freezing them or using them in recipes. Bananas earn the number 1 spot because they're affordable, versatile, convenient, and easy to incorporate into everyday meals. The biggest lesson from this list is simple. You don't need to spend a fortune to prepare for higher grocery prices. You can start by paying attention to the foods your family already eats. When you find a good price, consider buying a reasonable amount. Choose foods that have multiple uses. Reduce waste. Compare prices between brands. And whenever possible, buy ingredients that can become several different meals. Remember, the goal isn't panic buying. It's smart shopping. A few extra packages of affordable staples purchased over time can make a meaningful difference when prices increase. You don't need to fill your entire pantry overnight. Start with 1 or 2 items. Use what you have. Rotate your supplies. And gradually build a grocery system that works for your family and your budget. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Prepper Pulse and turn on notifications. We upload new videos daily with practical grocery tips, food storage ideas, and preparedness strategies to help you stay informed and ready. Stay prepared. Stay informed. And we'll see you in the next video.